Good day, good day, good day, people. Welcome back to Celebrity Watchdog, the only channel on the internet that sniffs out the drama before the drama even knows it is drama. And oh boy, do we have something absolutely wild for you today. Because apparently, the Hollywood universe decided it was not done playing games, and we are here for every single second of it. Kim Kardashian, Lewis Hamilton, a baby, and one very, very unhappy ex-husband by the name of Kanye West. Buckle up, because this story has more layers than a Kardashian contour palette, and we are peeling every single one of them back today. Quick favor, if you are loving this already, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share this with somebody who lives for celebrity drama, and tap that notification bell so you never miss a single drop of tea from Celebrity Watchdog. Now, let us get into it. So let us set the stage here, because context is everything. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, two of the most talked about people on the planet, officially ended their marriage after 7 years together and 4 children: North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm. That is a whole roster, a full starting lineup. And if you thought splitting up a billion-dollar empire and co-parenting 4 kids was already complicated enough, well, buckle up, because Kim Kardashian apparently looked at her life and said, you know what, let me add a little more spice. Enter Sir Lewis Hamilton, Formula One legend, 7-time world champion, the man who has done more laps around a track than most of us have done laps around a grocery store. Lewis Hamilton is not just a racing icon, he is a cultural force, fashion-forward, activist, globally adored, and now, allegedly, the man who might be giving Kim Kardashian her 5th child. Yes, you heard that right, 5th child. Now, before we go any further, let us talk about how Kim and Lewis even ended up in the same orbit, because honestly, at first glance, this pairing feels like a crossword puzzle where none of the clues match. But when you dig into it, it actually kind of makes sense. Both are global brands in human form. Both run in the same elite social circles. Both have been spotted at the same high-profile events. And both, at various points, have been linked to the fashion and luxury world in ways that regular people can only dream about. Reports started swirling that Kim and Lewis were spending time together. Private dinners, low-key meetups, the whole subtle but not really subtle celebrity routine. You know the one, where they are just friends right up until they are absolutely not just friends. And the internet, God bless it, was watching every single move. Social media detectives were pulling receipts like they were working a cold case, matching locations, similar event appearances, disappearing at the same time from public view. The clues were there, people. They were always there. And then came the bombshell. Reports surfaced, and listen, the rumor mill has been spinning at Formula One speeds here, that Kim and Lewis are not just in a relationship, they are allegedly talking about taking things to a whole new level, like a biological child together level, we are building something permanent level. And the moment that news hit the airwaves, you could practically feel the temperature drop in whatever room Kanye West was sitting in, because here is where the story gets really, really spicy. Kanye West, who has made it abundantly clear through interviews, social media rants, songs, and honestly just general Kanye behavior, that he still has very complicated feelings about his divorce, reportedly did not take this news well, at all. And that is putting it gently. Sources close to the situation have described Kanye as absolutely livid. Not annoyed, not a little bothered, livid. The kind of livid that makes people post things at 2 in the morning that their publicist has to clean up by 6.
Now look, let us be fair here, and we are always fair on Celebrity Watchdog because we are not just here to throw grenades, we are here to unpack the grenades. Kanye's reaction, while extreme by most standards, is not entirely shocking when you understand who Kanye West is as a person. This is a man who famously went on record multiple times saying he wanted his family back. This is a man who built an entire musical narrative around his heartbreak. This is a man who showed up to an event in a shirt with "My Family" printed on it after the divorce was already finalized. Subtlety is not exactly Kanye's brand. So the idea that Kim, the mother of his 4 children, could potentially be having a baby with another man, with a global superstar who, by the way, is suave and charming and successful in entirely different ways than Kanye, that is not just a personal punch for Kanye, that is a cultural earthquake, at least in his world. And here is what makes this even more complicated. Lewis Hamilton is not just some random guy. He is arguably one of the most accomplished athletes alive right now. 7 world championships, knighted by the British Crown, hence the Sir, incredibly philanthropic, fashion icon, and the kind of person who walks into a room and the room reorganizes itself around him. Kanye West, who has one of the biggest egos on the planet, and again, we say that with the understanding that ego and talent often travel together, is now looking at the possibility that this man could become a father figure in the lives of his children, that North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm might have a little sibling with Lewis Hamilton's DNA. If you think that is not going to light a fire, you have clearly never met Kanye West. Now, let us talk about Kim for a second, because in all of this, she is the one making her own choices, living her own life, and yet somehow always ends up at the center of a storm. Kim Kardashian did not get to where she is by being passive. This woman built a billion-dollar empire from the ground up. Beauty brands, shapewear empires, television dynasties, and a law career she is pursuing because apparently running multiple companies was not quite enough on the schedule. Kim Kardashian does what Kim Kardashian wants, and if what she wants is a future with Lewis Hamilton and potentially a family together, that is her right. And honestly, there's something kind of bold and refreshing about it. She is not shrinking, she is not staying still out of fear of what her ex-husband might think or say. She is moving forward, loudly, in a way that is very on brand for someone who has turned every chapter of her personal life into cultural conversation. But here is the tension that makes this story so magnetic. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian share 4 children, which means no matter how far apart their lives move, they are always going to be connected. Every birthday party, every school event, every holiday gathering, they are going to be in each other's orbit forever. And now add a potential new baby into the mix with Lewis Hamilton? That co-parenting dynamic just went from complicated to a full-on Netflix limited series. Sources suggest that Kanye has been vocal in his inner circle about his feelings, not publicly, at least not at this moment, but the word is that he is struggling to process this development. And look, as much as Kanye can be polarizing, there is a very human side to this. Divorce is hard. Watching someone you shared your life with move forward with someone else is hard. Watching that person potentially start a new family, that hits differently, even for someone as larger than life as Kanye West. Now, let us talk about Lewis Hamilton's perspective for a moment, because he is kind of the cool cucumber in all of this. Lewis Hamilton has never been particularly reckless with his personal life publicly. He tends to keep things close to the chest, move quietly, and only let information out when he is ready. But if the reports are accurate, that he and Kim are seriously discussing a future together, possibly including children, then Lewis Hamilton is walking into one of the most complicated family situations in celebrity history with his eyes wide open. And you know what? That actually tracks, because Lewis Hamilton has never been the kind of person who backs down from a challenge. The man raced against entire grid biases, fought for his place at the top of a sport that wasn't exactly waiting for him with open arms, and became the greatest of all time anyway. A little celebrity drama? Please, that man can handle it. But here is the thing nobody is really talking about, and this is where Celebrity Watchdog earns its name. What does this mean for the kids? North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm are growing up in an environment that is already unusual by every measure. Their parents are 2 of the most famous people alive. Their lives are documented publicly, and now their family dynamic is potentially shifting in a very significant way. The responsible thing, the thing we hope all the adults in this situation are actually prioritizing, is making sure those children feel secure, loved, and not caught in the crossfire of adult decisions and emotions. Because at the end of the day, Kanye's feelings, Kim's choices, Lewis's intentions, all of that is secondary to 4 kids who just want their parents to get along. And that is not sarcasm, that is just the truth. Now, where does this all go from here? Because celebrity stories like this never really end, they just evolve. Kanye is unpredictable, we all know that. He has surprised the world more times than we can count, and not always in the way you would expect. Will he go public with his feelings? Will he channel it into music? Because honestly, some of his most compelling work has come from personal pain. Will he do something so completely unexpected that we are all back here talking about it next week? The answer almost certainly is yes to at least one of those. Kim is going to keep moving forward. That is who she is. Lewis is going to keep being Lewis, composed, accomplished, and probably looking incredible while doing it. And the internet is going to keep watching, keep speculating, and keep refreshing their feeds waiting for the next development. And when that development drops, you already know where to find the breakdown. Right here, Celebrity Watchdog. We are always watching, always ready, and always bringing you the full story. Thank you so much for watching. You all are the reason we do this, and we genuinely appreciate every single one of you. See you in the next one.